Superagers are living proof of longevity, a prevailing topic worldwide. While people are generally leading longer lives, what can we do to help maintain their living standard as they age? In this seminar, Professor Teh Pei Lee, Head of Department of Management from the School of Business at Monash University Malaysia, shares some examples and characteristics of superagers around the globe. Professor Teh also introduces their AGELESS research, as well as their collaborations with various corporations and organizations in leveraging technology that brings convenience to the daily lives of the aged.
Good afternoon to ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank Hong Kong Metropolitan University for inviting me to join this prestigious event. I would like to talk about reimagining life with Gerontechnology, innovation, practice, and progress. It will be my pleasure to talk about superagers, and then I will share what Monash did in this space and also our cross-discipline ageless research. Let me give you a quiz. Do you know, in the record, as of 2024, who is the oldest person to have ever lived in the world? Let me give you some keywords. A female. Generally, female live longer. Many people may think of a Japanese. No, she was not Japanese. Interestingly, she passed away in 1997, the same year as Princess Diana. Most interestingly, she was one of Vincent van Gogh's contemporary. She was Madame Jean-Louise Carmen, a French citizen. She lived 122 years and 164 days. She was born on 21st February 1875 and passed away aged 122 on 4th of August 1997. She lived during the same era as Vincent van Gogh, and she met Van Gogh once, she said. She was still cycling at the age of 100 years old, and her longevity attracted media attention and medical studies of her health and also lifestyles. Personally, I have never met an individual above 100 years old with lotus foot except my great-grandma-in-law, Madame Li Chiao. Her delicate lotus foot, which is the foot binding, and her cheerful smile remain unforgettable to me. She passed away peacefully at the age of 107, leaving behind 5 generations within the family. This marked only one happy funeral that I experienced myself, where all the family members in prayer was red. I say this because people do not dress in red during a typical Chinese funeral. So the term superagers was first coined by the Muslim Center for Cognitive Neurology and Alzheimer's Disease at Northwestern University Feinberg School of Medicine in the United States back in 2008, when researchers were looking into genetics, brain, and lifestyle factors that can actually play a big part of how superagers retain their memory so much better than their friends or their peers. Superagers, by definition, is someone aged 80 or above. Do you do gardening? If you do, you may have noticed dandelions and orchids. They are distinct plants with significant differences in their life cycle. So dandelions can grow just about anywhere and do not need much maintenance in order to grow. Orchids, on the other hand, need very specific care in order to survive. So dandelions are like superagers, some of us with genetic and socio-economic factors predisposing us to age well. Orchids, like some of us without these genetic and socio-economic predispositions, for them it is very important that they receive careful attention to their health and well-being in order to age well. Let me give you one example of dandelion, the YouTuber Masta Namba. She's one of the world's oldest YouTubers, 106 years old, from southern India, shot to fame on the internet for her cooking. Her YouTube channel, Country Food, has more than 1 million subscribers. Usually, she will often sit in the open field in a remote village with minimal cooking utensil And she will use her nails to peel vegetable and use the old Indian style knife to chop them. She will serve the food on banana leaf. So this is a very famous watermelon chicken that she cooks in her show. One example of orchid is TikTok chef Lynn Yamada Davis. She was a third-generation Japanese-American, 68 years old. She just passed on this year. She was very famous because she delivered bite-sized cooking tutorials on social medias, including TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Unfortunately, she was diagnosed with throat cancer in 2019 and later diagnosed with esophageal cancer in 2021. And in 2022, she won the Streaming Award, which honors excellence in online video. How and when we age and how we experience aging also depends on our environment, coping strategies, health, behavior, and wealth, gender, and also luck. So we may need gerontechnology at some point in our life, especially as we age. We can select the appropriate gerontechnology based on our needs and also lifestyle. For example, use of appropriate wheelchairs to facilitate mobility. Let me share with you my story. My father retired at the age of 55 years old. However, he made himself valuable in many ways. He enriched the life of his working adult children and also grandchildren by providing high-quality childcare to his grandchildren. Basically, my father transport my niece and nephew to school. And this is my father's last photo, being able to carry my twins together at the Dinosaur Kingdom in 2018. In October 2018, my father was diagnosed with colon cancer and was hospitalized for a year. So we supported my father's transition from a formerly self-reliant parent to his new life. My father was willing to learn and embrace technology. He learned how to use transport services like Grab to go to hospital with my mother, and he used walker and also wheelchair, and he also slept on the home care bed in the living room. And he used the DIY basin setup to brush teeth because it became difficult for him to reach the bathroom. So his commitment to oral hygiene left a lasting impression on the family, especially my twins, which is his grandchildren, will always watch him brush his teeth with great care. Unfortunately, in 2023, last year, he passed on and was able to call ambulance service, which is the Uncle Kentang, Mr. Potato service. I was able to support my late father in many ways. I could not fulfill his greatest passion, which is music. He loved Elvis Presley. He found joy in music. So today, if he's still alive, through the innovative work of Monash University Lab, I can enable him to pursue his love for music, creating and expressing himself, much like the inspiring Dr. Melinda Smith. Monash University Lab developed this AirSticks 2.0, which is a gestural electronic instrument that fosters creative musical improvisation that actually develop deep emotional responses and unlock boundless creativity. It has the inclusive design with customizable soundscapes that make it accessible for people with cognitive flow and also with physical limitations, even without prior musical knowledge. So this device encourages engagement, connections, and nurtures a sense of self and identity to the power of creativity. There are 7 key design considerations for AirStick 2.0. First is low latency, because proficient drummer can actually play the drum 8 rounds in 1 second. So it has to reduce latency, and then it promotes data transparency, and also it has the plug and play features, and also configurations, and also it is modular where you can plug in the self-contained, and it must be wireless, and more importantly, it has to be drumstick-like so that you can actually provide that natural affordance for musical. The AirStick 2.0 system has 3 main components. The first part is in the red box, which is the AirStick device. The custom software is highlighted in the green one called Airware, and the digital audio workstation is in the blue box. The hardware includes power switch, charging port, the LiPo battery, microcontroller, and also the IMU, which is the initial measurement unit with 9 degrees of freedom. And they have mapped out 3 key mappings algorithms bells and things, pulsing sing, and also drummer. So you probably will imagine how it looks. Now, allow me to introduce Dr. Melinda Smith. She's a very inspiring individual living with cerebral palsy who has brought her unique creative practice to the development of AirSticks 2.0. Her dedications and innovation have redefined how we researchers think about music and accessibility. So this year, she showcased her talent by performing in conduit bodies in Australia. So Melinda is a paintbrush in the performance. He transformed movement into arts. She painted stories with every gesture, and the floor was her friend. She embraced the floor as a canvas, and she explored boundless creativity through movement. And also, she was able to do a duet with someone, showcasing the synergy of sound and also motion. So this shows that we can actually have a fusion of art, music, and movement for people with disability and older people. Monash University Lab introduces cutting-edge technology for performance, pushing the boundaries of art and creativity. So this is the interactive paintbrush created specifically for this conduit bodies performance. And this innovation bridges technology and artistic expressions, opening new doors for performance art. Bill Gates once said that the advance of technology is based on making it fit in so that you don't really even notice it as part of the everyday life. So how can we ensure we are creating technology that also resonates well with people on an emotional level? Monash University Associate Professor Leah Hurst designed the Facet. It's the world's first modular self-fit hearing aid, and it has that magnetic connector for changing batteries. And Professor Leah has been named the winner of the 2022 Australian Women in Design Award at the Good Design Award for her work across wearable health technologies and also healthcare co-design. In collaborations with partners from engineering, science, health, and technology, Professor Leah actually developed wearable technologies like smart jewelry to administer insulin and also for cardiac monitoring. So basically, you just wear as a necklace, and then you have a ring, and then you just pull down from your necklace, and then you will take your insulin data. She also designed a wearable cardiac monitoring necklace with the capacity to collect, store, and remotely transmit cardiac data across an extended period so that the medical professional can analyze those. So back to Sensi Lab, they also work with industry like Bluntstone. They have designed this intelligent footwear that is embedded with machine learning, sensor, and muscle stimulation system so that they can actually activate the surveillance of feet, detect any abnormalities, and provide mechanical or electrical structures to treat symptoms such as diabetes. For healthcare, Monash Design Health Collab partner with Art Design and Architecture and MicroX, industrial partner, to design a portable brain imager. Because if you are in emergency, the time is actually very critical. So in Monash, Malaysia, we have SECO. SECO is a health and demographic surveillance system, HDSS, located in Segamat at Johor. So under SECO, the Community Engagement Committee are engaging with residents of 5 sub-districts, Sungai Segamat, Gemera, Jabi, Cha'ar, and also Bangkok. So with them, they actually work with Monash Australia in Global Dementia's project, study the experiences of people living with dementia in Australia, Malaysia, and also in Bangladesh. There's another project on development of dementia toolkit for carers called Detox. that is with Australia, UK, and also Bangladesh. In Monash Impact 2030, we focuses on 3 key areas. First is climate change, second, geopolitical security, and the third one is thriving communities. So thriving communities hold the promise of good life that we seek. It challenges how we live well together. This includes medical, health, and technological issues about the individual, family, and population. So with a presence on 3 continents, Monash Global Reach gives researchers access to more research collaborations, more global partnerships. As you can see from the globe here, Monash Malaysia is the full-fledged campus in Malaysia. We also have a campus in Indonesia, started in 2021, and we have a campus in China, Suzhou, in Italy, and in India. So in Monash, we talk about 3 types of impact: scholarly impact, sectoral impact, and also societal impact. So moving from scholarly impact to sectoral impact, we need to enlist partners, uplift the sectoral capabilities, and then achieve system change. Then we can create societal impact. Professor Chris Byrne from Faculty of IT from Monash, Australia, has formed Alliance from Digital Health at Monash called ADEM, which provides a formal network at Monash for people working on digital health to collaborate together. So I have the privilege to lead the Gerontechnology Lab from the School of Business as the director. In 2020, the Gerontechnology Lab has joined ADEM as a member. So my first industrial partner, Mr. Cheng PK, he was the group CEO of Kin Holdings Berhad. It's one of the E&E company in Malaysia. So we met at one of the forum and I pitched my vision to set up this lab, and he bought my idea and we secured funding to set up the lab. So we launched the lab back in 2016. And just this year, I did a small renovation in the lab. So I don't think I need to explain what is Gerontechnology, but basically our aim is to encourage researchers to do translational research. We want to develop, design new products and services, and also physical environment for independent living of older people, and also to help to influence public policy. So we have 3 key research areas for multidisciplinary research in the lab. First, to harness the power of AI and also smart technologies to improve life. Second, to shape our future business and policy to capitalize on the longevity economy. This is because I'm from a business school. I have to look into this perspective. The last one is to make a sustainable impact on the life of our aging society. The Gerontechnology Lab aims to create socially relevant research, influence policy, and also foster community partnership with university. So the core of Gerontechnology focuses on the impact of technologies within the 5 domains of human activities that includes health and self-esteem, housing and daily living, mobility and transport, communications and governance, and also work and leisure. So as you can see from this picture, we have this Emulate Me. It's one of the exoskeleton developed by my colleague from the School of Engineering. We also have the soft robotics. We also join many conferences and local exhibitions, showcase our research. This is a photo we captured in 2018 with our former Prime Minister, Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. Since I'm from the business school, our team has developed a teaching case study on Nikkei Disruptors. Part 3 of the series highlights post-retirement employment initiative, which is called Jom Bersara Secara Sambilan, GBSS, for retirees. We feature the award-winning Malaysian company, the logistic company, to support aging at work. And this initiative strengthens our voice to policymakers that seniors can work, they can continue to contribute in society. This is a little bit of sharing of my Gerontechnology Lab. So I have bought the high-back ergonomics chair. This chair I actually saw it in Sunway Sanctuary, one of the retirement living in Malaysia. And then I like the chair because it is wheelchair friendly. You can transfer the seniors, and if you're sleepy, you have this support at your head. I also bought the stand-up recliner chair so that you don't need a caregiver to help you to stand up. I have designed this one-stop resource center dedicated to public educations on Gerontechnology, more so to promote the local made product. At the moment, I don't have many. The reason why I want to promote the Malaysian-made product is because it's more affordable. And I have this writable cabinet that in future I can do different type of activities. I also provide user guidelines. I color-coded the devices with tag based on the 5 domains of human activities. And I bought one robot. It's actually an industrial robot, but we wanted to develop algorithms so that we can actually support the industry to provide post-retirement employment. I have the age simulation suite that can develop empathy among the students and also researchers. We are currently collaborating with public and private universities in a 5-year longitudinal research project called AGELESS. So this AGELESS project is funded by the Malaysian Ministry of Higher Education under the long-term research grant. So this program aims to address early detections through big data and analysis, and to evaluate and address the societal and also caregiver burden, and also investigate the gut-brain axis, and also to assess and address mobility difficulties in relation to cognitive frailty. So at a global level, the AGELESS program is part of the Worldwide Finger Network to address the prevention interventions for cognitive frail. So I have listed 5 points here. Each university will lead the first point, and I'm leading the last one, which is on seamless mobility solutions. The AGELESS cohort actually came from the previous LRGS TOA project and also the Merlot study, and now we had about 6,000 Malaysian aged at least 55 years old and above at a recruitment from 2012. So this is a highly valuable cohort that provides well-defined data collected over 5 waves so far from 3 major ethnic groups with stored biological and also imaging data. So the data set has established agreement with the Alzheimer's Disease Data Initiative and also Cosmics Consortium. This is actually for data sharing because we are very unique with the 3 ethnic group. And then it's very important for us to continue to work with other researchers internationally. So we bring people to Monash and different community center. This is one engagement that we had last year in Monash. We had more than 227 participants who completed health screening, blood tests, physical assessment, blood composition analysis, memory tests, mental health, and also social support tests, and also medication reviews. We also went out to conduct field work across 7 states in Malaysia, including East Malaysia in Kuching, Sarawak, and we will continue our second phase this year and also next year. So under Project 1, they did a 5-year follow-up study. They found that participants from the Merlot dataset 3 times increase in fall, 3 times increase in hospitalizations, and also 7 times increase in sarcopenia. And one of their agenda is also to understand the superagers. They also graduated 1 PhD student who did a study on superagers in Malaysia. Project 2 started their AGELESS trial in 2020. Their study is to determine the impact of a comprehensive multi-domain intervention that includes nutrition, exercise, cognitive, psychosocial, and also vascular risk factors management on cognitive frail. And they actually have the intervention more than 2 years. Project 3 is very interesting. This is under Professor Abu Bakar. They are studying microbiome. So according to literature, aging is characterized by a frail gut with presentations of low-grade chronic inflammation and reduced gut microbiome diversity called dysbiosis. Since this dysbiosis is a hallmark of aging, gut microbiome data is potentially modifiable. Project 3 are currently evaluating the gut microbiome of the multi-domain intervention cohort by Project 2. So they collaborated. Project 4 conducted older person survey, informal caregiver survey, multi-component intervention, and societal cost analysis. And Project 5, which is my project, we understand that not all older adults experience seamless mobility. Some face significant challenges, especially those with cognitive frail. So our study is to examine the awareness, perceptions, needs, and behavior of older adults across different levels of cognitive frail to help to uncover insights into the determinants and encourage acceptance and also to mitigate resistance towards the interventions. So we went ahead to conduct study with the low-income group. In Malaysia, we have classified 3 groups, T40, M40, and B40. B40 means the bottom 40 group. So I did a study under the B40 group. When we talk about mobility, we also talk about indoor mobility. Indoor mobility is the ability to perform activities of daily living such as walking, standing, sitting, and also other movement. We also receive Consolation Award for our Take Me app that we developed for the outdoor mobility. This is under the Innovative Aging Conference organized by the Malaysian Inventions and Design Society, MINDS, and also Gerontechnology Association of Malaysia, JOMS. We want to be thinking in the long term that every project that we do infuse the human element into every stage of research and also development in educations and policy work. It's important for us to define a problem. So is our goal to replace humans without considerations, or is it to augment human capabilities? Second is about the data. Where does the data come from? And how do we collect it? And how do we ensure data integrity? We need to also consider the privacy issues. For example, we have difficulties to use a smart camera to help doctors to monitor the safety of patients because we get into privacy issues. And it's also important that we ask ourselves, who are you watching and what are you watching? And these brick walls will push us to innovate different types of technology to be used in our research, like depth sensor and other types of sensors. The other part is about algorithm itself. Is it safe or is it secure? Is it biased? How does this assist humans or inform humans? And what are the risks? Like for example, safety is very important in AI chatbot. So we need to design a set of rules to reduce this kind of risks of unsafe and wrong answers. We should not move things fast and break things. We have seen this a lot with social media. I think we should learn from that and do things differently. I also think that we should reduce ageism in our society, and this is important to promote intergenerational activities. So one of the Gerontechnology Lab's function is to facilitate multidisciplinary research. We encourage researchers to do interdisciplinary research because many of us work in silos, and we strongly encourage more international info sharing, data sharing, community among nations. Can we be superagers? Good health is not just about a bright smile. It's closely linked to your habits. You can take this life expectancy calculator quiz to discover how your habits may influence your life expectancy. You can learn what are the simple changes that you can make today to enhance your health for tomorrow. Thank you.